Hey everyone, it's John from John Talks Indian Cinema, back with an out of the theater review. That's right. So I'm about to watch L2 Empuraan, and as of right now, I'm the only one in the theater. So, on to the review.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Well, that was quite an introduction, and yes, I am back in the home studio, ready to give you my out of the theater review of L2 Empuraan, Lucifer 2 Empuraan. Now, I went to the movie theater, and as you saw by my introduction, I was the only person in the theater. One of these days, listen, my dream is to one day go to India, go to a movie theater in India and see a film with you guys and see what it's like when there's a full house. Because I can only imagine seeing this in a full theater would be like. So let me give you my thoughts on L2 Empuraan. Now, I'm not going to do this the way I typically do it. I'm not putting in any clips because it's it's not available yet, and I just did a trailer reaction, so there's no need to do that. I'm not going to rate everything because I just want to give you my initial thoughts on it. So, and I guess I have to do this because at least I got to do this. It's directed by Prithviraj Sukumaran, who in 5 years has really become quite a director, I have to tell you. It stars Mohanlal, Jailer, Drishyam, Jerome Flynn from Game of Thrones. You guys all told me never watched Game of Thrones, but he was also in John Wick 3 in a Black Mirror episode. Manju Warrior, Tovino Thomas, Prithviraj, who's really good in this. Also, I got to mention this because he played a good bad guy. Abhimanyu Singh. Okay, so my overall reaction to this film. First, I guess I want to say the good stuff first. This is definitely a film you want to see in the movie theater. Do not stream this film. The reason is this is a visually stunning film. Prithviraj, because when I saw Lucifer, it seemed like a first-time director with some of the choices he made. Not to say it was bad, but it was someone who was trying to look at me, look what I can do. This was, I'm telling you, the visuals in this were spectacular. The fight scenes, the action scenes, and there was a lot of them. Really well done. In fact, I enjoyed this movie a lot more than Lucifer, I got to tell you. From that standpoint, it was like an incredibly shot movie. Just spectacular. I can't say that enough. The movie opens up, and I'm not going to spoil anything. Although there's really not much to spoil in this, because a negative is the plot was like non-existent. There really was no plot. Very little plot. Let's put it that way. There was a lot more plot in the first one, Lucifer, than there was in this one. But there's an opening scene that is it's incredible. It's dark. It's violent. It sets the path of some of the characters in this opening scene. It's where you meet the bad guy for the first time. A couple of bad guys, actually. But it is brutal. And it is shot beautifully. Fire is a big thing in this, Lucifer, hell. But that scene, I was just like, I was like blown away by it, how good it was. Even though it was horrific, and it was horrific. It was a massacre, basically. But it was wow. And there were a couple other scenes. In the first movie, they referenced the Illuminati, and I know some people said I'm not really getting the nuances of the film, and you're probably right, because they talk about the God access. They mention this the Sen Triad, which is going to be the big bad in Lucifer 3, which I don't think is a shock to anyone. They announced it at the end of the film that it is going to be, they're going to make a 3. And I also found out that Empuraan means overlord because there's a Lucifer theme that plays throughout this film about the overlord. The overlord is the protector. So the devil is the protector of the people. But there's the action scenes, like there's a scene where there's an ambush and these 3 gunships, helicopters. And I will say this too, I don't know how much CGI they used. Usually you can spot that pretty easily. If they use CGI, you really couldn't tell. But I think they did a lot of stuff practically because like that gunship scene is like awesome. I mean, it is really, really well done the way it's shot. And there's, even the climax of the film. And, there's a little bit of a critique in that too, that like one guy like Lucifer takes on, 20 guys and he beats them. And in the climax, his character and Zayed take on again, like 25 guys. But it's really well choreographed. Yes, there's a lot of slow motion. Yes, yes, yes. Every time someone gets flipped, it's done in slow motion. But there's also some, regular speed, real speed, full speed, whatever you want to call it, in the fight scenes. And Prithviraj, who's not in it that much, has some looks great in the action. And as far as like the performances go, the only issue I have with, and this is going to be like sacrilege, but first of all, Manhanal, am I saying that right? Mohanlal. I don't think I'm saying that right, because I think I spelled it wrong here. I should probably make sure of that, right? Mohanlal. First of all, he's not in it that much. In fact, the first, I don't know, half hour, he's not in it. But when he is in it, I like his character. But my only complaint about it is, okay, if this is his performance right here, he's there the entire film. There's no ups, there's no downs, the entire film. The other thing is, one, nothing's going to happen to him, and 2, he's going to outsmart everybody. You know that, right? So there's really no tension that you think something's going to happen to him. Now, I will say at the end, and I won't tell you what happens, but at the end, there's some things that happen with the triad that kind of show you that he might be dealing with someone worse than he's dealt with before. I'll say that. But like the guy, one of the issues I had was with Jathan, who in the first film takes over the government, right? And is a noble person who's doing it for the right reasons. Well, in this film, he's corrupt. So there's never anything that shows the progression of that corruption. It just starts off 5 years later and he's corrupt. And that's why eventually Lucifer has to come back. And the sister too plays a much bigger role than she did in the first one, and actually has some pretty good scenes. But the bad guys were I thought were good. Again, that opening scene is just, it's absolutely brutal. And by the way, I also read that their original Prithviraj original concept for this was a 12-episode series, not 3 films, which I find really interesting. I could see where they could stretch this out because this was a long movie, and look, yes, these movies are long. I know that. I accept that. But sometimes in a film, you feel it a little bit. And there was a time, even we had an interval where there was actually, but like I mentioned, there was a break, a 10-minute break. So they did break it up. But even, okay, so there were a couple times, but I have to say this about it. It was pretty tense from start to finish. There were a few lulls, but for the most part, the tension was there for a good chunk of the movie. And I liked that a lot. It really kept you in like what was going to happen. What else? Without spoiling anything. Oh, there was I think you guys know where I lean politically, but there was a scene where a hacker, the hacker from the first film, who plays a role in this movie too, he's sitting at a desk and on the computer's Trump talking about the Mexican drug cartels, which plays into this, the drugs. And then, okay, here's the other scene that was fantastic. And people say it's masala. They're trying to please everybody. Masala, I think that's the word. And I didn't quite get that about this film, but there's a forest scene where the sister is being chased by the bad guys, and she's got a few guys protecting her, and the few guys are getting picked off one by one. And there's this incredible scene where it's her and one other guy and like 30 bad guys. And one guy goes up with a gun and is gonna shoot her. And you see the close up of the gun. All of a sudden you see a red dot right on his wrist. And then the red dot goes up his arm, goes up his face. He's wearing a mask, and then goes right between his eyes. And I won't spoil it what happens next. But then, after the thing I won't spoil happens, every guy, all the bad guys in the forest, you see the red laser beam and the dot on all of them. It was because it's a little foggy, so you don't see where it's coming from, but you see all the lasers. It was really cool. And then one other thing they did in that scene that I loved, the cops finally find her and she's alone. So she got rescued, so she's there by herself. And there's a tree behind her. When Lucifer makes the entrance in the forest, there's a burning tree behind him. So he's framed in the burning tree, which of course is the devil, right? But when the cop asks who helped her, one of the branches on the tree falls, right? It goes it goes, and now you see a big L in flames. It's great. It's great. And he gets a couple of great entrances. But I loved it. I really loved it. It was like I said, it was visually stunning. I mean, if I were to rate this movie like I normally do, just on the look of it and the making of it, I'd give it a 5 for sure. But if I were to break it down, the plot was non-existent. The performances were okay; they weren't great, but that's not why I loved the film. I mean, what a great job, and I can't wait for the third one. I do have a question though about the English actors, other than the guy from Game of Thrones, Jerome Flynn. But what's the deal? Because none of them sound like they're really English. They sound like they're trying to do an English accent. Am I crazy? Because it didn't sound very natural. He's the only one that sounded really natural, to be honest with you. We're doing that. I mean, what's the deal with that? Tell me, because I really don't know. But if you have not seen this, you definitely want to see this and the music. Thank God there was no just musical numbers just to do a musical number. None of that. There was background music. I thought the background music was pretty good. I liked the theme. It was like a voice like this, and it was overload, overload, overload. But I thought it added to it. It didn't hurt it in any way. No extraneous music. But again, I really liked it. I liked it a lot. And I'm glad I saw it in the movie theater because I'll say it for the third time. It was a visually stunning movie, and the action was great. I think Prithviraj is going to be a force to be reckoned with as a director. I really, really think he did a great job, much better than the first film. So that's my a half an hour after leaving the theater reaction to L2 Empuraan. If you have seen it, let me know what you thought. Did you like it? Did you like it better than Lucifer? Did you think Lucifer was better? Are you looking forward to the next one? And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, hit the notification button, hit the like button, and as always, please share. And hopefully we'll get to that goal of 1,500 subscribers. But that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the movie. And who knows? We'll do another one soon, I guess, because actually the movie theater I went to, Sikandar, was playing. So now I know that theater is playing that movie too. So I'll probably check that one out next. But that's it. We'll talk to you soon on John Talks Indian Cinema with either a trailer reaction, a 10-ish minute review, or an out of the theater review. Wow, a lot happening on this channel. Thanks for watching, everybody.